Fake it till you make it. When you start a business, how do you get people to back you before you've got success? How do you get taken seriously when you don't have any real traction? Well, here are 3 quick stories from 3 successful entrepreneurs who faked it till they made it. James Caan of Dragon's Den fame. He made his money in the recruitment sector, a famously competitive market where faking it till you make it is a must-do. When he began his company, Alexander Mann, he wanted a prestigious office address, an office at a great location which said to people that his company was successful and it was making loads of money. So he went to Pall Mall in London and he went to an office building and he said, "I'd like an office here, please. How much is it? I want the smallest office you have," because James Caan didn't have any money when he was starting his business. So he was shown a number of offices that he couldn't afford, and every time he said, "Do you have something smaller? Do you have something cheaper?" Eventually, taking pity on the young entrepreneur, the woman who ran the building showed him a broom cupboard and said, "I can rent you this for a fairly inexpensive amount of money." He said, "Okay," and he put his desk in the cupboard and he had to jump over the desk to get into the seat so that he was sat the other side of the desk facing out of the cupboard. Now, this was more of a genius plan than it seems at this point, because he also got a phone, and when a visitor would come to the location, they would go to this lovely reception and they would see busy people walking up and down. The receptionist would phone up to James Caan's broom cupboard and he would answer the phone and they would say, "Your visitor is here." And he would say, "Great, I'm going to come downstairs and meet the visitor." So he'd go downstairs and the person who's come to visit him would see all these people walking around from all the different companies that operated in this building. He would say, "All of our conference rooms are booked today. It's really, really busy here. We've got loads going on. Let's walk around the corner to the Ritz and have a cup of coffee and have our meeting in there." So what did he achieve? He'd given the impression that he was part of a much bigger company than just himself in a broom closet. And he'd made it look like they were successful and had lots and lots of things going on. He went round, had a nice environment for his meeting, and the candidate or whoever it was that he was meeting for his recruitment business thought that he was some big time successful firm. Fake it till you make it. Next up, Zappos and Zappos founder Nick Swinmurn. When he decided he wanted to sell shoes online, he didn't have very much money, and he was right at the start of the Zappos journey that we know today as being a hugely successful organization. So what he did is he started a website. So he wanted his website to look like a fully functioning, up and running online seller of shoes in every size, every shoe you can imagine. But he didn't want to buy lots and lots of inventory because he didn't have the cash. So what he did instead is he went down to the local shoe store, the local sports center, and he took photographs of the shoes that they had in the store. He would then put those on his website and list them for sale. When he got an order, he would go down to the store, he would buy the shoe in the correct size at the retail price, and he'd take it back to where he was working from, package it up and send it off as somebody who had bought the shoe from Zappos. This was how he got proof of concept of his business and established a way that he could generate customers and he could sell shoes. Fake it till you make it. Our third story of Fake It Till You Make It is from Duncan Bannatyne, also of Dragon's Den fame. But before I tell you that, I just want to tell you this. We're here producing this content every single week around businesses, startups, careers, and motivations. If you're interested in that sort of thing and you'd like to hear more from me, then please hit subscribe below. Duncan Bannatyne of Dragon's Den fame. Incredible business story, incredible life story for this guy who is a really larger than life Scot. He got his start in ice cream vans and he built up a network of ice cream vans, and actually you can make a lot of money selling ice cream. He sold that business and had some capital ready for his next opportunity. The next opportunity he saw was in care homes. He got a building and he started fitting out a care home using some of his own money and some money from the bank. Now, before his first care home was finished and full, he already found his spot for his second care home. So he went to the bank manager and he said, "I'd like to borrow money for my second care home." The bank manager said, "Well, we're happy to support you, but at the moment, your first care home isn't operational, it isn't up and running, and it isn't making money. So until you get that sorted, I can't lend you any money for the second one." Bannatyne said, No, that's not right. Our care home is full, and it's doing really, really well. I'd like to borrow money for the second one." The bank manager, dubious, said, "Okay, let me come tomorrow and see the care home." Bannatyne left the bank thinking, what am I going to do about this? I don't have people in my care home. So he went and spoke to his grandmother, and he said to his grandmother, "Can you come tomorrow in your pajamas to my care home and get into bed? And can you bring loads of your friends with you?" And sure enough, Mrs. Bannatyne Sr. stepped up. And her and a whole load of her friends went to this care home that wasn't yet operational, and they got in bed, they sat around in chairs, they played games, they did all of the things that you would expect to see at a care home. So when Mr. Bank Manager turned up, what he saw was a thriving care home with lots and lots of people staying there. And sure enough, Duncan Bannatyne gets his investment for care home number 2. He went on to make a multi-100 million pound fortune. Fake it till you make it. 3 successful stories from entrepreneurs who have built huge wealth and huge fortunes, but found a way to do it, found a creative way to get those things done when they needed to get them done. So if you're trying to fake it till you make it, you're trying to work out how you can kind of get credibility and get support, then consider a desk inside a cupboard, or buying stock and testing your idea without spending lots of money. And if all else fails, go and ask your grandmother. Thanks for watching. See you next time.